Hello, everyone, and welcome to the round 2 review. Well, wasn't there a lot of carnage this week? I've got a few of the things listed here. I'm not sure if I've missed anything, but let's go through some of the things that happened this round. A lot of it selections, some of them, sub-affected. All right, so first off, Lucas Camporeale, very popular rookie selection, subbed out, and look there, I had him on my bench. Ned Long, he started as the sub, but I don't have him, so I was not affected. Isaac Rankin for owners, I don't have him, but he got subbed out in the last quarter. Precautionary, I believe, because they were up by so much. But owners would be disappointed because he was on target for a 120 or so, but he only scored like a 97. Well, only, but he could have gotten a lot higher. Sid Draper, some people might have had him as a rookie selection. Started as the sub. But not affected by me. Jason Horne-Francis, he put up a shit score against Richmond, and I think he went for like a bump or something. I actually haven't seen the footage, but he caused the young Richmond player, I can't even remember who it was, to go off with the blood rule. So could he be in trouble for suspension? Bailey Smith, he was a late out. I was trading him in this week. I updated the trade, luckily, but he was laid out with a calf. Now, not sure how long he's going to be out for, but, do I want to be trading in a player who has calf issues? Was it a corky or was it a strain? I'm not sure, but we'll have to read the injury reports later in the week. Anus Hasty, omitted. I've held him. He's still on my bench. Harry Boyd, omitted. Same. Held him on my bench at R3. Hugo Garcia for owners. Start as the sub. Matt Flynn, that's a big one, omitted. Did not play. And for those who had him at R2, ouch. But as a non-owner, I was not affected. Aiden Johnson, suspended last round. I held him. He's still sitting on my bench at F8 or F7, one of the two. Liam Reedy, omitted. Not affected by that. And also Ben Payton, omitted. And also not affected. So, fair bit going on. Not sure if I've missed anything, but, big week of carnage. All right, now let's get into what I did with the trades. All right, so my round 2 trades. I traded out Perryman. Just didn't like his role. It's a lot different than what I thought that he had in the preseason. But, just going back to the preseason, he looked good, but he was against Richmond. And I also traded out Elijah Sartis. Now, also remember, I traded out, I think it was like Hugo Garcia to like Hewitt or something to free up some cash. I still have that cash pretty much in the bank because I traded in Lindsay for Bailey Smith. So I went a week early. I wanted to get him next week, but I brought him in this week. So that, I could maybe not have to use a boost next week. All right, and we traded in SDK. So, Bailey Smith, let's get this crap off, is not in my side at the moment. And, maybe if he does play this week, do we wait till he's on the bubble the following week? Because he's got a tough game against Brisbane. All right, so, I'll wait and see. All right, scrolling down. My captain, vice captain. Now, I vice captain Rosie because he was playing against Richmond, and he scored a 130. Very good. You would normally take that, wouldn't you? Well, yes, most normal people would, but I wanted to take a gamble, and I gambled on Neil to bounce back, and he scored a 133. I watching this game very closely, watching where Neil was, and all the ups and downs and stress and anxiety and all that. It was all for an extra 3 points. So, 3 points is 3 points, I guess. All right, so let's go to our little spreadsheet here. Now, let's add Lockie Neal, 133. So, our captains are averaging 131 at the moment. So, pretty decent start. All right, now let's go have a look and see how the team is actually doing. Alright, well, Supercoach still hasn't updated yet, so I'll go through my ranking later when it does. But for now, so as you can see, if you look here, my salary, 299.6k, wow. So, yeah, like I said before, a lot of money left over from when in round 1 I did Hugo Garcia to, can't remember who it was, might have even been Henderson, who I traded down to. Which gave us a lot of money to get in Bailey Smith the round 2. Then Bailey Smith was laid out, so a reverse trade to Lindsay. So yeah, that's why I have 299.6k, which we will use, well, at least some of it this week. All right, so backline. Harry Sheasel, 81. Now that's not good enough for what we paid for you. Playing a bit more forward, I think, but still think he can be our D1, or at least in the top 2-3. All right, so please lift Harry, please. Zorko 136. Reason why we got him in because he's playing against West Coast. For his early run, another 130 plus score. So that's why I got in these players with the good run early, because these best 18 scores. Best 18 this week, by the way. We want these guys that can go these 130 plus type scores. All right, so thank you very much, Dane. Jaden Short, 71. Wow, didn't see it, but apparently early in the game he gave away a stupid 50-meter penalty. They were getting absolutely smashed. I would have thought he might have taken some kick-ins, but apparently Ben Miller took a lot of the kick-ins. Like, really? But I think you got to go, Shorty. Go, Shorty. It's you, but sorry. You'll most likely be leaving my team this week. Matt Roberts, a 115, very good from him. Could he be a top 6 defender? Could he be a keeper? Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping so. But keep up the good work. Enjoy your rest this week. You'll probably be my captain this week, potentially, because you're my only round 3 player that has a bye. All right. Sam DeConning, 74, a bit disappointing. He got a bit tailed up by Rowan Marshall, who looked all right. It's about what you're priced at the moment, Sam. So, please be a bit more like your brother and score those, 100 plus, scores. Please. I just traded you in. I don't want to trade you back out. Well, maybe you can make a bit of coin, and depending on how long Tom Stewart's out for, because he injured his knee, I think it was, and only scored a 9. Maybe eventually I can just do a straight swap to him. Maybe. Luke Trainer, $24. 24 points. Now, jeez. I'm just going to group these together. Luke Trainer, Zach Reed, Liam O'Connell. Oh, thank God he's best 18 these next 3 weeks. And there's a guy that I want to get in here. Might not get him this week, might get him in the next week. It will be Riley Bice. We'll be replacing one of these players. These guys might have one more week left in the side, and then after the Sydney bye, I trade them to Riley Bice. Or I could go Connor O'Sullivan this week. All right, so why not have both? Sorry. So O'Connell, I was actually surprised he actually played. So, maybe he can stay in the side. Not sure. I don't trust Ross. All right. Lockie Neal, a 133. Backed him to bounce back as the captain. He did. It was like 1 minute before the game. I actually had my app open and seeing like, should I take the 130 and put Connor Stone here as the captain? But we gambled and we paid off with an extra 3 points. All right, so well done, Lockie. More of that, please. Connor Rosie, 130. Yep, beautiful. Did exactly what I thought he would against Richmond, which was a nice score. And he's got Essendon this week. My boys. Man, I reckon Essendon. We could lose to West Coast and North Melbourne. Well, definitely North Melbourne. But even Richmond right now. So I'd expect another big score next week from Connor Rose. Clayton Oliver, 130. he's back. All right, so yeah, very happy with that, Clayton. Keep up the good work there. Aaron Chera with a 113 on Thursday night. We're very happy with that. Yeah, he should make us some quick coin while at the same time scoring some pretty good scores. O'Driscoll, 95. Wow, he's definitely exceeded my expectations. Very glad we've got him in. 95, very good score for 190k player. And actually, all of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, I'm very happy with them. They might be my last upgrades because we've got the D6 here. You've got a pretty thin forward line, so happy to have these guys keep mooing while I upgrade elsewhere. Levi Ashcroft 72, not bad for a second game against West Coast. Xavier Lindsay 78, pretty solid against North Melbourne. Should keep his spot. Nevitt 50 for 8. A bit disappointing. He was on 60 at 3/4 time, so. Yeah, I probably would have expected him to keep going, maybe to get like an 80, but oh well, it is what it is, and his 58 dropped out of my score. He should still keep his spot on the side, and he should make us some money. Hasty didn't play because he ran over Ross Lyon's cat. Camporelli, as I mentioned before, got subbed off, so hopefully he can keep his spot on the side. And Jack Henderson, 72. I was actually impressed with him. Bit unlucky to not get a holding the ball decision. Maybe if he stuck the tackle for about half a second more, he would have got another goal from holding the ball free kick. But it wasn't to be. But 72 from a 90k player, 99k player. You take that every day of the week. So from James Henderson. What's his name? Jack Henderson. 72 for a 99k player. Then we got his teammate, his captain, Max Gawn, with a 67. Now, I paid 670k for you. I paid, why pay 670k for a 67 when you can get 72 for a 99k? It doesn't even make sense. And you were very close. You were my 18th player to score. So your 67 didn't even count towards my total score. So I basically would have had a 670k non-playing player. Madness. But it's a bit weird after the Melbourne game. Apparently, I don't know, there might be a reason behind his poor performance, or maybe it's just Simon Goodwin's just making excuses, and Tristan Cherry just absolutely towed him up, which I think he did. All right, so speaking of Cherry, geez, love it when my rucks are playing against each other. A 136, I reckon this guy could be overtaking Gawn and being the R1 for the year. So very happy we started him. Harry Boyd didn't get play. Horn Francis, 61. That is absolute shite. You're my F1 and you didn't even count. Your score didn't even count towards my score for this week. Very disappointing. And it was against Richmond too. He gave away, I don't know how many free kicks he gave away. I think it was at least 5. So, no good. You want to lift Jason. Not happy with you. You got Essendon this week, so surely you bounce back. Jack McRae, he's back with a 162. We may be getting a Jack McRae of old. And he's a definite consideration for your vice captains. All right, so if you don't have Jack McRae in your side for whatever reason, get him in. All right, but I don't know why you'd do that, because he was one of the most obvious picks for the year. Same with this guy, Caleb Daniel, 116. So he might have been a bit disappointing to some with, what did he score last week, an 81? I don't know, 185 or something. But a 116 was a good game from him. These two, probably going to be keepers, I would say. Kako, small forward, 34, kicked 2 goals in that as well. So, I can't imagine what that score would have been if he didn't kick those 2 goals. But small forward, he's going to be a bit up and down. He'll play every week. Probably just don't want to have him on field if possible, though, especially when we return to full 23 on ground. Elijah Hewitt, 58. Well, again, this guy, I think he was on like 60 at three-quarter time. I think I read somewhere that he was probably going to be the subbed out originally, but then Bailey Williams got I don't know, got cramps or something, so they took him off instead. Connor Stone didn't play, using him as my loophole, which I used to have Davidson at. You scored a 72. He had a good game. So, yeah, happy to have him. Maybe have him on field when we return to best 23 or best 22, sorry. Aiden Johnson should be back this week. I think Jefferson got injured early in the game, so yeah, he was playing like as a tall forward. So hopefully Aiden Johnson can come back in, or as I like to call him, Mini Max Gorn. All right, just because he has a shaved head. I'm just being silly. And Tom de Koning with a 104. A lot of people would have had him as a vice captain option. I was thinking about it, but I thought, no, I think Rose is going to go nuts against Richmond. So, yeah, I just left the VC off de Koning this week. And, yeah, a 104. But, I don't know, was he a bit underscored here? I'm not sure. He spent a lot of time in the last quarter on the bench. Don't you love it when that happens? When, like, your most important players and, best players are on the bench when the game's on the line. Gotta love it when that happens. Alright, so just waiting at the moment for Supercoach to update with the rankings. And while we are patiently waiting for the Supercoach app to update or to open, just add in, I forgot to put in here, Tom Stewart, he got injured, which I discussed briefly just before. Who knows how long he's going to be out for, but we might be able to pick him up cheap down the line. Alright, finally the app has updated, so let's see how we did. So score of 2018, which was a rank of 3,938 for the round, and we're up to rank 7,223. So we're up 25 places, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Alright, so that being done, hey, congrats, we run 6 out of our 7 matchups. Beautiful. Alright, so what trades can we do here? Well, first off, I want to get rid of short. Actually, I'm not going to lock these in yet. I might actually do a separate video with the trades that we should do this week, because we've got, it's a pretty important week. We want to trade in rookies that are going to make some cash, but, well, short scores like a rookie, so... Yeah, no, just kidding. But yeah, we've got to get rid of short. Bring in at least one, maybe 2 rookies. Maybe I'll use a boost. Alright, so just for an example, who don't I have? So let's say, who's the least likely to play here? Let's just trade out O'Connell, for example. Alright, so short, so defender. What defender am I missing? Well, I'm thinking I could go Bailey Dale for only 528k, but then again, he's got that round 12 buy, and I'm not going to get that 141 that he scored. He's only owned by 1.8%. Wow. I'm expecting that to be more. Who else we got here? Jack Sinclair with a 145. He's got Richmond this week. Is one we could go. Or Lockie Whitfield, who's now buy free. Or Jordan Clark, who's only 8% owned, and he's got a good run of games coming up as well, and he's about 30k cheaper. So, which one do I want? I think GWS have a pretty decent run coming up as well. So let's just say we want to go up to Whitfield. Let's get the Uber Premium in here. Alright, so I've still got 263k left, and let's go, for example... So this D6 is a very weak spot here. So, and we can wait for Bice the following week. Let's get in Connor O'Sullivan. So we've still got 115k left to use. Let's just complete these trades for now. These won't be my trade. Oh, they could be, but they're not my confirmed trades yet. But I'm just doing this as an example of what I might do. And then we've got Roberts here. Actually, let's just put Sullivan on field. Not even going to bother trying to loop, I don't think. Alright, so my vice captain. So I'm going to go with Rosie as the vice captain, I think, against Essendon. And then against Richmond, maybe I might go Jack McRae. Maybe something like that. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with most of the rookies I've got. Well, I've got Hasty as well. Maybe we can trade him to, I don't know, maybe say like a Max Hall or something, open up that DPP link. Who else am I missing? I don't have Finno Sullivan, but I don't want to trade up to get him. Aiden Johnson should be back. Connor Stone should be back. Actually, I might put Davidson on the field over Kako. And maybe even Aiden Johnson on the ground over... Who've GWS got? GWS have got... Where are they? Hawthorns. Might even leave Hewitt on the ground there. Maybe roll with something like that. Alright. Actually, who's North got? Adelaide. Okay. Melbourne. No, yeah. So these two have pretty tough matchups. And Conning has English. Go the VC to Conning. But anyway, I'm going to make a separate video of all our trade options with rookies, mid prices, and premiums perhaps. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Well, this video's gone a lot longer than I thought it would. And I'll see you in the next video. Alright, see you. Bye.